This is not a dream. The one and only Dan Diesel is back. This is the show where Ohio throws down. Ohio is on fire. I am Daniel Diesel. I am back once again live at WWSU 106.9 FM, Dane's Right Choice. I have been gone for over 3 years, and I am very happy to be back doing Ohio is on Fire. And I tell you, I really love doing this show. I have quite a story to tell you, and I'll be on the air until 10 o'clock tonight. I'm on 2 hours, and of course it's like 8:08 right now. So those of you that are listening, welcome. Hope you're having your nice night, even though it's really cold outside, record cold. But listen, I'm here to heat things up. Enough of the coldness. You're going to feel good when you listen to this show, because I got entertainment and honesty. And of course, I'm live in the studios. You can call me here at 775-5555. Once again, with the area code 775-5555. So I'm here for you. You can talk to me. And of course, we got a lot on play here. Of course, if you're familiar with my show from years ago, I tell you some wacky news stories, and I play some music. And of course, I got some concepts that's interesting, that's never been done before, or perhaps it's been done, but done in a weird way. I don't know. And then sometimes I interview people, sometimes I talk to people, and sometimes I go on rants. I tell you, I just lay it out there sometimes. And nothing's going to change this time. I am back. I have waited 3 years to do this. And I'm not taking no prisoners. And I got some goals in life, and this radio station is going to help me achieve those goals. So help me, by golly. Anyway, once again, I'm Daniel Diesel. Now, I noticed there's a lot of new faces here today at WWSU since last time I was here. And I'm trying to get used to these people. And of course, you guys at home, if you've been listening to the station for a long time, you probably wonder what happened to some of your favorites, those I'd call friends of mine. Of course, I think at any given time we got like 40 people that volunteer at this station. But I have an update on a few of those people that I used to call my co-DJ partner, if you will. But one thing is, if you watch WHIO television on Channel 7, you'll notice that Andy Sedlak and Clint Davis, they are on the news. They have made it big time. Here in Dayton, Ohio, I guess the measuring stick in Dayton is to be on WHIO telling the news. And they are doing that. Of course, they started right here at WWSU. And I knew that before they were big rock stars on television, I knew them here doing their little show in the afternoon. And I remember, I have a little story. I know one time they played The Twist as one of their songs, and they wind up twisting together. And I got a picture of that somewhere. I might post that online eventually. But it was great. I know a lot of us that were working, we stopped to watch them do the twist. And I think Annie had a big pair of sunglasses on. So that's a good memory. And I got some secrets to share about WHIO. Since you know I do some investigating, if you will. I know you have the news, you got to be proper, you got to wear your suit, you got to tell the weather, you got to tell bad stories about all the crimes that happen around here. But let me tell you something, WHIO, they like to have some fun too. Especially if Clint and Annie's going to be there, they're going to have a lot of fun. There's a bachelor pad in their basement. That's right, I said it, there's a bachelor pad, swimming pool and everything. And they get to eat Subway subs. And it's free of charge, because see, the Subway people, they respect Channel 7 News, so they give them some subs. And only hot women. There's only hot women in their little pad in their basement also. Because come on, they're the #1 news station in the city, so you got to. So Clint and Andy, I salute you for making it big, being on Channel 7 News every night. And oh yeah, some more updates. You might remember Nick Widget. He had a show on here for many years, and of course he was actually a student advisor to the station back in 2010. But he is now the announcer for the Harlem Globetrotters, and he travels around the world with them, and he gets to hang out with celebrities, and I am jealous. He gets free stuff, and that's no joke either. Not that I was joking about the bachelor pad at WHIO, but he has a nice life, and he's got a good announcing voice as always. So big ups to Nick Widget. He might be watching tonight because I've been promoting this all week long and for quite some time. I didn't think I'd ever get to do this show again, especially at this station. It's my first night back, so I might be a little bit rusty and off my rocker, but I got plenty of time. I got this whole semester to get it right, and I got some announcements. I got ideas that will happen throughout the year. Because tonight's about me getting stuff off my chest and just making you guys feel better, making you guys feel at home. I'm getting warmed up here, if you will. Now about Nick Widget. I know he likes to hang out with. He's really into pro wrestling, and he watches WWE a lot, and I think he watches some TNA sometimes. And he gets backstage passes, and he's amazing. He lives the life. I tell you what. I think a lot of people, they get asked whose life they'd want to live. A lot of people would say Hugh Hefner, but there's a second place answer. I think it's Nick Widget. So there you have that. And of course, a lot of my buddies have moved on to other things from WWSU. James Reeve, he used to be the engineer at this station. I'll talk about him real briefly. I won't get to all of them this week, because there's so many that used to work here, but I'm going to focus on James Reeve. So if you're watching, hello, I'll go gentle. But he's a smart guy. He now works for a technology company where he does great technology things for them, like he did for WWSU. And he might be the world's smartest man, because he's going to win awards one day, and he's going to get $1 billion house. That's how you do it. People that are in engineering, they figure out these cool websites. And then they go on to marry supermodels. So he's just got to do the supermodel part, and he's on his way, buddy. So James Reeve, I salute you. And I'll do some more updates of some of my past co-hosts, my past buddies in the weeks to come. So good luck to you guys. But what about me? Because I was here back in 2010. I was part of that great award-winning group for the 2010 Active Dayton. Best radio station in Dayton, Ohio. I was happy to be a part of that group. And I tell you, I wasn't like I was a janitor. I did do my thing. I had a lot of viewers, a lot of callers. And I hope to accomplish that once again, because I've been gone a little while. I don't think that many people remember me. Maybe 12 of you, if I'm lucky. But it's going to happen. This is the year of college radio. College radio is popular again. I'm going to make it popular. I'm going to do the best I can to make it popular. And one thing that's been in development I've noticed over the years is College Radio Day. They're giving us a chance. They promote the importance of college radio, because there's no one else that does on the radio that does what we can do, that you can turn, because all the other stations, they're controlled by computers 23 to 24 hours of the day. There's no spirit in radio anymore, except for college radio. This is real. You get to hear real talk from real people still, and hopefully it's like that for the time being. I'm hoping they don't catch on, that there's hardly any stations like these anymore and pull the plug. Like, I want this to be around, like it's 2014. I hope this station's around in 2044. And I'm not saying that because I'm a volunteer. I do mean that. This is a cool platform, and I'm trying to get the students together. Things will get better. You always want better. Today is there's a holiday. One thing that people don't realize, that we always have holidays. There's important ones, more important than others. But there's also some silly ones that are nice and cute. And there's one that's going on today. There's a thing called Blonde Brownie Day. And what it is a national holiday for everyone in their homes to make blonde brownies. And the thing about that is how to make these brownies, it's you use like light brown sugar, and that gives it its blondish, yellowish color. But because it's blonde brownie today, said that wrong, what I want you to do is go to your local Myers or some other place, any other grocery store that's nearby, buy the equipment, cook you some brownies. And you know what? It's against the law to not eat these brownies on this day. You must cook them. I'm coming to your house afterwards. If you're not eating these brownies, I will beat you up, because it's against the law to not eat blonde brownies today. And then once you get full, take the rest of the brownies and give them a hug. because blonde brownies, they needed appreciation also. So, now some quick reports on what's going on around in the area. Once again, the Bengals, a few weeks ago, they let me down again. Like, I don't watch football all that much, but the Bengals, they're the only team I really care about. They lost again. They lost to their home turf, 27-10, to the Chargers. And I don't know. I'm about to give up on them because that's because like the Chicago Cubs, I know people have been waiting for Chicago Cubs for them to win a World Series forever, and they just don't do it. But I think the Bengals are heading to that territory because they get all these good players, and then they just screw it up all the time. So I guess better luck to them next year. But baseball season is coming, so that makes me happy because I got my Reds. I go to some of their games sometimes, and I hope they do good this year because once again they got eliminated in the first round of last postseason, and I hope they win a World Series. So hopefully they get better, all that good stuff. So when anything interesting happens, I will announce that because I love trades. I love base. The only sport I really love is baseball, so I'll talk about that from time to time. So with that being said, I'm going to play some music for you now, and it's going to be commercial free because I tried to play some commercials and it ain't working. So commercial free, y'all, and I love that. But anyway, we are live here on WSU 106.9 FM, Fairborn, Dayton. You know what? Since I am back, I think it's time to bring back a classic. It's time to bring back everyone's favorite segment for the first time in over 3 years on WSU. I believe it's time for OMVP, and that stands for Ohio's Most Valuable Pedestrian. Play my music. Where is it? Where's my Olympic music? There it is. Oh, I love it. Oh yeah, OMVP. Do 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 do. All right. Anyway, now if you wonder what OMVP is, I want to tell you OMVP. It's a pretend award for someone in the state of Ohio that did something very interesting, or was either in a weird situation, and but in a positive manner, or someone that made an important political cause, someone that might be standing up for something very important, and that's what OMVP is all about. Of course, this episode is no different. But there was a man in Columbus, Ohio. He went to go to a movie theater recently, and he has there's this new product out called Google Glass, and it's these glasses that you put on your face, and I guess you can record video when it looks like your glasses, when you're actually recording film. Of course, you can have these turned off any time, and you can actually use these as prescription glasses. Well, this man he decided to have his name unidentified. He didn't want his name out in the press. He wore his glasses to the movies in Columbus, Ohio. His prescribed glasses. He was just watching a movie like a normal, innocent person. And then, I guess, the movie security asked him to step aside. And then when he went out in the lobby, he was awaited by FBI agents. Yes, the FBI was outside. Someone had called and reported that I guess they thought that this guy watching a movie with his Google Glass on, he was pirating, because there is serious laws against piracy where you film a movie at the theater and then upload it online for people to watch instead of paying $12 to go see a movie. Then I guess they thought that's what this guy was doing, and then they verbally harassed him, and they told him to leave the movie theater. And at the time, they had threatened to ban him for life from the theater, and he was facing jail time. He had to go to the station and everything. And then they talked to him, and he explained that his camera was off. Because I guess they looked at the recorded files on his Google Glass, and they found there was no footage of him watching the movie. So they let him loose, and all was well for this guy. And also the movie theater, it was the AMC movie theater in Columbus, Ohio. They apologized to him. They were the bigger movie theater, and they apologized to him. And they offered him 2 free tickets to see any movie that he wanted in the future. 2 free tickets? He should get like a lifetime of movie tickets, because they embarrassed him. They made him feel stupid. They like I said, that's not fair to treat people like that. Like, I think it was a rash decision to call the FBI and interrogate this person who just wanted to watch a film. Because going to movies is supposed to be a fun and joyous time. It's getting dangerous to go to the movies, because we've had these movie shootings. We had that movie shooting in Colorado, and then I think someone else pulled out a gun at a movie theater. I mean, I thought it was supposed to be fun, and that we need to like chill for a minute. Just cool out, cool out. All right, that was silly of me, but anyway, but this guy, I think he practices right to privacy, to remain private. So I will pronounce him. I think everyone in the press is pronouncing him as Google Glass Man. So Google Glass Man, you may have been treated unfairly. You may have been interrupted by the FBI to not watch the rest of your favorite movie. And you've been cleared of charges of being a pirate, a movie pirate. But I want you to cheer up, Google Glass Man, if you are watching the show on your little radio somewhere or on the internet at www.wsu1069.com. Wink, wink. If you're listening to this, I just want to tell you that you are this episode's MVP, Ohio's most valuable pedestrian. Ooh, ah, where's my music once again? Because I'm back. I am back. Do, 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 do. The people walking by here are looking at me funny, like I'm a psychopath. Do, 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 do. Google Glass Man, MVP. Freedom of speech and freedom to wear your glasses anywhere you want, as long as you're not being a pirate. And we are back with Ohio's on Fire here on WSU 106.9 FM. You just now listened to Return to Innocence by Enigma. Before that, it was Shout Out Louds featuring Rat Tat Tat, the Comeback Big Slip of Remix. And of course, to kick things off on that block was John Sebastian. Welcome back. Of course, that is the theme. I am back, if you haven't picked that up by now. So anyway, those are the songs I played. And now, I got some announcements to make. Well, I guess one of my favorite shows every year is the Grammys. And I really enjoy watching them. Of course, it is this Sunday night on CBS. And I want to announce the nominees for some of the record labels. I mean, not record labels. For the award categories, the major ones, if you will. So I'm going to do the top 5 ones that I guess it's the big 5 of the Grammy Awards, if you will. But for Best Pop Solo Performance, you got Brave by Sarah Bareilles, Royals by Lorde, and then you got When I Was Your Man by Bruno Mars, and then you got Roar by Katy Perry, and then Mirrors by Justin Timberlake. And of course, there was a controversy earlier this year. It was believed that Sarah Bareilles and her song and the Roar song by Katy Perry, they both sounded the same. I kind of thought they were sort of similar, but I guess I don't think there was enough for any plagiarism, because neither one of them sued the other. And I guess that happens in music sometimes. And the thing is, they're both up for the award, so one of these girls might win, and we'll see if one of them prevails. Perhaps there'll be some lawsuits after after someone wins this award. Maybe there will be some that come out of that. Perhaps some after award jealousy, if you will. Okay, but another major award is for Best New Artists. You got James Blake, Kendrick Lamar, Macklemore and Ryan Lewis, Casey Musgraves, and Ed Sheeran. I think Macklemore and Ryan Lewis is the favorite to win this. They've dominated the radio all year long, and they have quite a story. In fact, they are an independent act. Not many people who are independent acts have dominated mainstream radio like they have, and that makes me and, of course, a lot of college radio people happy, because we promote independent acts a lot. and in the area. So I hope they win, and I think they will win this award. And now for Song of the Year, you got "Just Give Me a Reason," performed by Pink and Nate Roos, who's the lead singer of Fung. And then you got "Locked Out of Heaven" by that's by Bruno Mars. And then "Roar" by Katy Perry. And then "Royals" by Lorde. I guess it's either Lorde or Lord. I haven't figured that one out because there's an E at the end of LRD. So anyway, Royals. And then "Same Love" by Macklemore and Ryan Lewis featuring Mary Lambert for Song of the Year. And anyway, and then you got Album of the Year, "The Blessed Unrest" by Cerebrales, pardon me. And you got "Random Access Memories" by Daft Punk, "Good Kid, Mad City" by Kendrick Lamar, "The Heist" from Macklemore and Ryan Lewis, and then "Red" by Taylor Swift. And then, last but not least, Record of the Year, you got "Get Lucky" by Daft Punk featuring Pharrell Williams and Nile Rodgers. And then you got "Radioactive" by Imagine Dragons, "Royals" by Lorde, and then "Locked Out of Heaven" by Bruno Mars. And then you got Blurred Lines by Pharrell Williams and Robin Thicke and T.I. So those are your nominees for major awards. Of course, Grammy.com, you can catch all the award categories. There's over 70 awards. And I don't have all the time in the world to announce them all. My voice would get hoarse. And I got to thinking, being a college DJ, this is for those that are on the rise, that hope to do bigger things. I'm always looking out to do bigger things. Of course, I love college radio, but one of these days I'd love to get paid big money doing what I love, using my talent to do what I love. And I'm thinking, what if I worked at the Grammys? I think I'm going to do a live audition. This is something new I'm going to do on the show from time to time. I want to do a live audition. And I want to audition to be a part of the Grammys. How about that? There's a lot of things you could do at the Grammys that are important, that makes the show function as a machine. But I'm thinking one of the important things about the Grammys is the red carpet. That's where all the music celebrities, they come out of their limos and they walk down the lane and they pose for pictures. And they have announcers, usually from fashion websites or these gossip television stations, something like E, if you will. They interview the music celebrities, red carpet interviewee. I think I could be a red carpet interviewee. Imagine if I interviewed, let's say, Lorde. Like if Lorde came up to me and I'm like, hey Lorde, I want to talk to you for my show. And then she'll get upset saying, my name's Lorde. And then I would ask her some questions. I'd ask her about why her album is called Pure Heroin. I would wonder if that'd be sending a bad message to kids to call your album Pure Heroin. And then she'd say something like, well, I'm a true artist. Pure heroin. You shouldn't take it literally. Pure heroin. I don't smoke that. And the kids shouldn't either. Just fun. She'd say something like that probably. And thing is, the big thing about red carpets is that you find out what people are wearing. I guess fashion is the big thing on red carpets. So I'd ask someone like Lady Gaga, or I don't think she's nominated this year, so never mind Lady Gaga. How about Katy Perry? Because she's quite a stunning woman. I'd ask her what she was wearing. Here's how it would go. Oh, Katy Perry, this is Daniel Diesel. What are you not wearing tonight? Which that's fine by me, because yeah, the Grammys, the women at the Grammys, they're known to wear some interesting items. So I guess it's almost like what are they not wearing? So Katy Perry, I look forward to see you this Sunday at the red carpet. Anyway, so there's that. Now perhaps I'm not good enough for the red carpet. I mean, maybe I'm not quite ready for that, but there's other things I could do at the Grammys. I mean, maybe I could be the actual announcer on the show. On television, when they pronounce the presenters, and when all the things that come up, or commercial breaks, they have that voiceover guy. He's like in some little room somewhere, and he announces to the audience and the people at home, stay tuned for Aerosmith and Guns N' Roses and Katy Perry. I could do that. Stay tuned for Kendrick Lamar as he premieres his new song. Yeah. I just got thumbs up. Thank you. Yeah, I could do something like that. I got thumbs up for it, so I could do that. Ed Sheeran is the winner of Best New Artist. You can visit his website after watching this show tonight. Bruno Mars. He's performing later tonight with special guest Elton John. Calvin Harris. He's going to perform Sweet Nothing with special guest RuPaul. Check that out after these commercial breaks. Sponsored by Toyota. Sponsored by WWSU 106.9 FM. And Lottie, 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 Lottie. Alright. So that's my announcing work for the Grammys. And then also, maybe I could be a big star. Maybe it could help if I was a celebrity or had a product. I do host a show weekly now. Perhaps I could go be a presenter on the show. I could present the award for Best New Artist. It'd be me and Lady Gaga. Okay, me and Lady Gaga would present Best New Artist. And I'd be like, hey Lady Gaga, are you wearing your meat thing? Are you going to wear meat this year? Or are you going to eat the meat? And she'd be like, well, I don't know, Daniel, but I tell you what, I like your show, Ohio's on Fire. It's amazing. It's the best British show ever. Oh, Lady Gaga, you're too kind. You know what? Let's announce the nominees and blah, blah, blah. And the winner is Macklemore and Ryan Lewis. And then I'd give them the award. I'd shine it up real nice, hand it to them. And then Macklemore would give me a shout out. Thanks, Daniel. You're the best award presenter of all time. I didn't even notice Lady Gaga was there because you're so amazing. Good for you, Daniel Diesel. So I could do that. I could be presenter at the Grammys. And last but not least, what if I did something else very important? What if I was actually a host of the Grammys? I could be the host. Because that's the biggest honor of them all, is to be the presenter. Well, not the presenter, I'm sorry. They're like the face of the award show. And they get all the attention, they get all the press. And of course, LL Cool J, he's been the host the last 2 years, and his Twitter profile blew up whenever he does those. So it would blow up my Twitter account if I were the host. And what would I do if I was the host of the Grammys? I'd probably do a little dance number, do. And then I would probably tell some jokes about the economy. Like I would say something like, it's too bad the poor people at home, they got to watch the show, but they can watch all the people that screwed them out $30 for a crap album, and then drum roll, something like that. And then you know what else I would do for something very spectacular? I'd strap on a rocket strap. I'd put me on a rocket strap, and those are very rare. They you can't really buy those in stores right now. They're going to become available one day, but NASA, they donate me a rocket strap, and I would fly around the theater. The Staples Centers is where it's going to be at. I'd fly around, and I'd wave at the audience at home, and everyone would throw all sorts of things at me. They'd be probably cash or maybe garbage because maybe they think it was terrible. Yes, it's going to happen. I'm going to be the host, and I'm going to be on a rocket strap and fly around the Staples Center. That's what I would do as the host. And then, of course, I would pop out the birthday cake. What I'm going to do when a Grammy gets presented, I'm going to be painted up as a Grammy statue. I'm going to shrink myself down to size, paint myself gold, completely naked, and then when they hand the award off, it'll actually be me, and I'll make a funny face. Ooh, it's me, it's not the Grammy Award, it's actually me. Ooh, and then everyone freak out. It'd be a big thing on YouTube. So I'd do that. That'd be what I do as host of the Grammys. So that is my live audition. Please, someone mail this audition to the people at the Grammys. Maybe I'll get a job with them. But I want the voices of the organizations and students here to be heard. This is their opportunity. It's my initiative from me to them. So that'll be coming up on this season of Ohio's on Fire. Oh, and in about 3 weeks from now, I guess on February 12th, I guess that's 3 weeks from now, I will be having my 100th episode of Ohio's on Fire. I've been doing this since 2007. A combination of my podcast shows I did years ago, plus my first stint here. I did a little over 30 episodes here. Of course, now I'm back. I've done 97 episodes so far, 98 tonight. So I am really close to doing episode number 100. February 12th will be a big night. I'll talk more about that next week. But episode 100 will be coming up on this season of Ohio's on Fire. Alright, so I got that out of the way. Now it's time for tonight's final message. Sometimes I get, it'll vary from week to week. Sometimes I'll get some off my chest, or sometimes I'll honor somebody or make a announcement of something really interesting that's going on in our society or state of Ohio. But I guess I need to talk about myself, because I have been gone for quite some time. Last time I was here on this radio station, it was December 2010. Of course, it's now, so it's been, number-wise, it's been 3 years, but so people might think it's been 4. It's been just slightly over 3 years, and I can't believe it. First of all, I couldn't believe that I ever had to leave that place, but there were some rules. I had to transfer colleges due to financial reasons. I was really struggling at the time. I went back to St. Clair Community College around that winter, and they decided that alumni couldn't do shows here anymore, because for that semester before I left, I was actually alumni, but they still let them do it. Then they made a change that they only wanted to be students only, and that really broke my heart, because I had a really good show on my hands. I worked really hard making the show special and unique, and make myself a better performer. And of course, I played a vital role in our radio station being the 2010 Best Radio Station of the Year, and I was making friends. And just like that, it just got taken away from me due to policy changes. And of course, after I did the Ohio's on Fire here on Wright State for my first stint, I did do a year's worth of iTunes podcasts for Ohio's on Fire. I did about 16 episodes, and it was pre-recorded, but I had a fast-paced show of sorts. I'd just do the best I could, just do my jokes, talk about what's going on in Ohio, and do some experiments on the podcasting. And of course, that was non-profit also. I didn't make money off of that, nor am I making money on this show in reincarnation, although I hope to make money off this show one day, because I really do want to do this for a living. I've done various day jobs, if you will, and various other methods to make money on the side. I'm in a unique transition in my life, and of course I hope so badly to become one of the directors here at Wright State come this April, because I am back. I'm a full-time student, and I get to do this again, and second chances feel so wonderful, because I struggle with my personal life. I struggle with my confidence, and I am recovering from post-traumatic stress disorder. Just a lot of trauma that I deal with in my childhood. A lot of bad memories, and that puts me down. And I guess because I don't like being made fun of. I was made fun of a lot when I was a kid, which is why I hate to see other kids be made fun of and bullied. Like young kids like that, they need to be protected and safe. Like it's one thing to josh around with someone that's a little bit older, to someone that's their teenage years. I mean, plus it's not as cruel. Like it wasn't that bad for me when I went into high school. I had a lot of friends. You know, I matured. I'm a sexy little boy, and I had a fun time in middle school and high school. Of course, I do realize that some people weren't so lucky in middle school and high school. Of course, some kids wound up turning to violence, which that makes me sad. And the thing about this is I'm guilty of this all the time, and I'm hoping to change this one day. I do focus on the bad things in this world. And I get paranoid of bad things that might happen to me. And sometimes bad things do happen to me. And in this life, I fear being lonely. And one big major thing that happened to me since I've been gone, my grandma, Effie, she was a solid rock in my life for most of my life. She passed away back in 2012, and that put me in real bad depression. And then I finally sought counseling, got a little bit of help for that, and just to talk to people. And so that was a huge blow in my life. And of course, I have my grandpa. He's sick now. Also, he's someone that's been important in my life, and I got a sick uncle. I guess that's a circle of life. People get older, and you're not meant to live forever. Although, of course, they're still around. My grandpa, uncle, still around. And of course, I had a relative pass away last month. He died actually tragically in a fire. And life is fragile. I mean, you never know when it's going to be it. And I fear death, and I fear dying lonely. I mean, right now I do feel like I'm lonely in my life. I'm trying to find things in my life to make me better. And of course, I'm hoping to make my dreams come true by doing this radio station, because I've had a few dreams in my childhood. I think my first dream was to play baseball. I did some Little League when I was younger. Of course, as I grew older, I can't say that word. The competition grew harder, and it wasn't meant to be. It gets really intense once you get into teen years. And I decided to go a different route. I decided just to focus on my creative writing, and to be just be a fun, cool guy to be around. Just be the funny guy, and well, a funny guy and a charismatic guy. And I realize that's my lot in life. I realize I'll probably never going to be a professional baseball player. Thing is, I don't know if I realize now a lot of people in professional baseball, they actually cheat. So I mean, I definitely don't take steroids. I'm what you would call a straight edge lifestyle person, because I don't want to do anything that's going to really hurt me. So I've at least never had that problem. I mean, I do deal with depression and being lonely, and it can get pretty lonely when you're a college student here at Wright State, especially if you don't join any organizations. And I'm just trying to find some good people that I can have in my life on a daily basis. Haven't quite conquered that yet, but I'm working on it. Hopefully things will be better. And like I said, I do feel like I'm different from the people that surround me. Like, I just do feel different. I got my ideas on life. And one of the hardest things you can do in this life is stand up for something that you really believe in. And to stand up for people that really need it. That's a lot harder than it sounds to actually go do it. It's one thing to say it and actually go and do it. And I just, there was a time in my life I didn't care about living anymore. There was a time I didn't think I'd ever get this chance again to do this. And I can't believe it. I mean, I know maybe culture doesn't mean much to some people. This means a lot to me, to be doing this again. And I get to meet some people. Hopefully I can develop some relationships. And follow my path, because there's something I really want in life. And I want to grab it. And I think a lot of people don't do that. They go and do awful things to people. And this life is so wonderful, because you're not going to always have this life. You don't know. I don't think we really know what's out there. I guess that's why they call it faith. I mean, you can try and think what's out there. And I'm not going to judge you. This show is for everybody. And sometimes we got to focus on this life, because you got to live while you're young. You really do. I'm still young. I'm still 27, and I feel like I'm beautiful on the inside. And I just want to do whatever I can now, experience everything I can possibly experience before I get too old and sick and not be able to do anything anymore, or if, God forbid, a bad accident were to happen. I gotta live one day at a time, and I want to be as happiest as I can be, and try not to be lonely. I don't want to be lonely. I'm looking for people, and perhaps I won't be lonely doing this radio station, doing this radio show, because I'm doing the best I can. I got ideas, I really do. I'll be doing about tonight I had this episode. I'll be doing 12 to 13 more episodes this semester. because I got next week, and I'll have a week off in 2 weeks before I come back for my 100th episode. And I'm looking to just doing some cool concepts. And I'm not saying no to, and I'm going to be here for a while. I plan on being a college student at this school for as long as I can, because I realize you can't do anything with this station if you're an alumni now. And I got a plan to be here for a while. I will be here, no matter whatever it takes. I mean, I'll be the janitor if I need to, and just become the janitor boy who becomes the I don't want to be a janitor. I mean, that's hypothetically speaking. I mean, there's a lot of things you could do at this college. I mean, there's a lot of things. It's about chasing your dream, and Wright State is a launching pad for that. And maybe I'll do as well as Nick Widget and Andy and Clint and James and Lauren and many other cool guy that's ever been at the station. Cool gal, cool woman that's been here, that's going to do great things. And I'm going to be one of those people. And I'm grabbing on tight. I'm not letting go. I'm not going to let anything scare me off anymore. I am here for you. For anyone that listens to this show, I got a specific audience. I want everyone to listen, but I do this for them, the young at heart. I do this for the voice of the voiceless. I want to be the voice of the voiceless. And there's not a lot of places I can do that here in Dayton, Ohio. This is really a gift, because I know there's a lot of markets, people that want to be in radio. That's really, really hard to do. Not a lot of college stations, not a lot of markets actually have a college radio station, or at least a station where it's ran by the students. And no one has the opportunity to do the things you can do on a station like this. And I'm broadening my ideas. I'm trying to make myself a better writer. I want to write movies. I want to find someone. I want to find a girl that loves me very much and I can love back. And I want to live the American dream. I want to go places. And more importantly, I don't want to die alone. I'd literally, it'd be great if I could live forever. But I can't focus on that. I gotta focus on right now, the spectacular right now. And I'm trying. Right as of this moment, it's something I'm still working on. There's not a lot of people that I trust, I guess, if you will. A lot of people that I did sort of trust when I was younger, like in my high school years, they've gone away. And maybe some of you at home, maybe the people here at college can sympathize with that. But I'm living lonely, like a stranger in Moscow. I really am. And I am determined to change that. And I will do that through the power of radio and the power of myself and my confidence as a person. And that's about all I have to say. I've got that out of my chest, and I feel really good that I said that. I do film these on YouTube once again. And I'll upload this as soon as I can. I don't know. I wish I could tell you what date I'll upload this on, because my computer connections, whenever I'm at school, is kind of murky right now. It's not very good, so I'm working on that. But what I can tell you is to follow Ohio's on Fire on Facebook.com/OhioIsOnFire. It's a combination of my personal page and updates of my show. And I do have a profile page for Ohio's on Fire. Just search Ohio's on Fire at Facebook, and I'll add stuff to it. Like fans of the show, fans of the product, I will do more to that. I kind of abandoned that for a while since I wasn't really doing this show for a year and a half now. I lasted this show. And of course, it's 3 years since I did the radio show here. But I appreciate any support I can get. I'll add pictures. I'll do what I can to make it nice and jazzy. I'm also at www.twitter.com/OhioIsOnFire. And you can find my videos at www.youtube.com/OHIOF, OhioF. So it's shortened. And of course, I'll post links. And whenever I have my video up, I'll post links to those on Facebook and Twitter. And hopefully you guys like it. And I'll do better. I'll always continue to be better. And I got some ideas for streaming. I don't know when I will launch that. that wasn't available to me as of tonight. My goal is to try to do that for the 100th episode. I'm going to try. Hopefully the connection here at Wright State's good. But I want to do some web streaming. That way I can get a bigger audience. And a lot of the people around here, a lot of the people at this station, they've been wanting to try to do that also. It's been something we've discussed. And I think it'd bring more attention to the station worldwide. And of course, the better the shows are, the better the audience, I feel. It's got to be good. And I did that once. Because I know a lot of people probably don't quite believe it because it's been too long. But I had a top-rated show back in 2010. I had, on 4 occasions, I feel, I was among shows that came out of the Dayton, Ohio market. That was original. I was the #1 show in all of the Dayton, Ohio. Better than all the big guys, more highly rated. And it happened. It was real. And I got knocked off the ladder. I will climb that ladder again. I've done it before, and I believe I can do it again. There's no reason why I can't. I just got to climb that ladder and get people to be aware of what this station does and what I do. And I want to get that internship. I want to get that big internship in a big city, living in a big building, hanging out with cool buddies, making money. And I want it all, and I deserve it all, because I'm not a loser. I'm not some guy... I'm not a terrorist. I'm not an alcoholic. I'm not some dumb child. So I was trying to say I'm teen parent. Not all teen parents are dumb, but there's some of there are. So I mean, I don't want to stereotype teen parents, but some of them are jerks. Some of them they think before acting. And I think a lot of people, not just teens. I think there's a lot of adults that do that too, and there's a lot of elitists that have elitist ideas that want to pour their ideas down our throats. And that makes me sick to my stomach. I don't like it when people who are in power are jerks and make people below them feel that. Make them feel like dirt on their feet. I hate that so badly. I am the 99%, and I rebel against the 1%. I believe in the American dream. I believe in what America can be about, what it was mostly used to be about. And I'm sick of what's going on. I believe monopolies have been taking over a lot of businesses. And that's kind of happened in professional radio too. The evil empire, I'd call them, that's across town. And I do have some thoughts that I want to share on Dayton Radio, but I'll do that over time because I think I've ranted long enough. I just want to talk about who I am as a person. I found out some things about some radio stations around here that I think you find interesting. And I will speak the truth over time. I'll tell you the truth about Dayton Radio and radio in general. That'll be coming this season of Ohio's on Fire 2014. I'm here for you. This is for the people. I do this for me and for the people. So with that, I am on next week. I have Ben Rivert. I will talk to him live. You can call and ask questions or send some questions at Twitter. Thank you for, and I got some waves tonight. We have a mirror here in our studio. The students walk down. I got a lot of thumbs up. And so I have a good feeling about this. But I am back, and that's no joke. And I will leave on my terms this time. I hope to be here for at least 2 years. Maybe 3, and I hope to be a director here. I will do this. I'll do everything in my fiber to do this and to make myself better. So with that, have a good Wednesday night. I'm going to play some Foo Fighters. This is the show where Ohio throws down. Ohio's on fire. And once again, I'm here. This is WSU 106.9 FM. Dayton's right choice. Ohio, I love you. I'm here, and that is the way it is.
Warning! This episode of Ohio is on Fire contains strong opinions and viewpoints that belong to the host and guests that appear on Ohio is on Fire. This show contains entertainment and honesty that reaches extreme levels. Please do not try this at home.
Tyrants did it. Hitler took the guns. Stalin took the guns. Mao took the guns. Fidel Castro took the guns. Hugo Chavez took the guns. And I'm here to tell you, 1776 will commence again if you try to take our firearms.
My name is Elizabeth Holford, and I'm the Executive Director at Equality Ohio.
I have a First Amendment.
Equality Ohio.
These officers want me to leave this position just because you got cameras.
Equality Ohio.
Can you believe it?
Witnesses say during a heated confrontation, a healthcare reform opponent had his pinky finger bitten off when he stuck it in a healthcare reform supporter's face. Police say the 65-year-old man picked up his finger and drove himself to Los Robles Hospital, where they're now trying to reattach it. Police tonight are searching for the biter who ran from the scene.
Enough! Silence! I can't take no more.
Fire! 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 Let's just talk. Listen, I'm sorry. You're highly professional at what you do. You get here and